Be enough for yourself first. The rest of the world can wait. And that just like really resonated with me, and I feel like it's kind of the theme of my channel right now, where it's like I need to be good for me, so I need to focus on myself and not other people, what they say, think. I need to figure it out for myself and be enough for me before I can even do it for y'all.
Alrighty, y'all, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today, we are going to be talking about Amberlynn Reid. We haven't talked about her in quite a bit. It's been, I think, a little over a month. I don't know exactly, but in that time, there have been quite a few things that have happened. Probably most importantly is that Amberlynn actually had a breakup with her girlfriend that she was with for quite a little bit. And there's been a little bit of controversy about that. Apparently it was mutual at the beginning and now it's technically not mutual. Who really knows exactly what happened? I'm not sure if we will ever truly know, but as we have learned with Amberlynn Reid, whenever something like this happens, and I mean, this is relatable to a lot of people, I think, but whenever something like this happens, it really kind of derails a lot of the weight loss things, and that's kind of what has happened here. There was one failed attempt where Amberlynn was talking about she was going to put these popsicle sticks in one cup, and then every time she lost weight, she was going to take the popsicle sticks out of that cup and put it into another cup, and that ended up not working. So I wanted to like create a visual representation. So I have these popsicle sticks. Okay, so each one, I put a number. So there's 56 in here. And what I'm gonna do is every time I do a weigh-in, say I lose 3 pounds, I'm gonna take 3 of these and put them in here. Say it's 1 pound. I'm gonna take 1 of these and put them in here. And pretty soon, this cup is gonna lose the popsicle sticks, while this one is gonna be gaining the popsicle sticks. Another one was Weight Watchers was tried again, and that was only for a few days.
I'm on my computer right now. We're gonna do Weight Watchers. I am going to join Weight Watchers because it's all I know. Day 1 of Weight Watchers. Shake Shack. Where are my cheese fries? Taquitos. So I have officially divorced Weight Watchers.
Something that I've noticed, and I've talked about this before, is we get these cycles with Amberlynn. That's something that's been talked about quite a bit. But I feel like when a new cycle starts, a lot of times the diets will last a little bit longer. And then as you keep going through, it's like the diets, they just get shorter and shorter and shorter. And I feel like it's, once you have failed so many times, it really is very, very difficult to like have that willpower to keep pushing through. And this is why I try and really advise people against just trying any diet out there and just like really going for it, because a lot of times we end up, you know, failing, or I don't like to call it that, but it just doesn't work out for us. And then we ourselves feel like we're a failure. And then every attempt after that, it almost feels like you have less energy to put into that attempt, right? And so you get to a point where I feel like, again, this is just my own opinion, I feel like where Amberlynn Reid is, where there is no, like there's a want to lose weight. I think that I would say that there's probably people that would argue that she doesn't want to lose weight at all. I think that she does want to, but I feel like she's at a point now where she just genuinely feels like she can't. And that willpower to push through when it's feeling difficult, or when you're having a moment where you maybe want to eat something that you shouldn't, it just doesn't exist anymore. And it feels like that's kind of where we are with Amberlynn Reid. Now, one of the biggest things that I think is pretty obvious is that Amberlynn Reid has basically 100% shut down any chance of weight loss surgery, at least in the near future. That was obviously a really big kind of like, it felt like this really big thing that she wanted to do. And it felt like she was really working towards that, regardless of if you think she should have gotten it or not. You know, there was a lot of conversation about that, whether or not she was ready. And I do think it's good to have those conversations, because I think a lot of people, when they see weight loss surgery, or they see, you know, the weight loss medications that are getting popular now, they feel like, oh, you just get the surgery and then all of a sudden everything is good, hunky-dory, you're good to go. That's really not the case. And I do think that it's very, very important that you are, you know, at least at a point where you feel like you can do what is needed to be done once you get the surgery, because there are a lot of changes, make sure you're not emotionally eating all the time. I don't think you have to be perfect. Like, I think that it's a little ridiculous to assume that someone that has had issues with binge eating or issues with emotional eating to fix themselves before they can get surgery. I just don't think that's realistic. I don't think you have to be perfect before you get a weight loss surgery, but I do think that if you are like in the depths of being as bad as you ever have with your relationship with food, it is probably not the right step to get weight loss surgery. And again, I am not against weight loss surgery. I'm not against weight loss medication, but it's just important to understand where you are before you decide to go down that route. But with that being said, Amberlynn kind of did a little Q&A where she was talking about this stuff, so we're going to go ahead and watch that, and I'll share how I feel about it. So a little bit of context, this is just a clip from a recent video that she's uploaded. She's been doing kind of like uploading a video every day for the past like 15 days or something like that. She's been uploading a lot of content, but she's basically doing like a little Q&A, and so she's answering questions that people asked her. And so this is just, I just have a couple of the questions, but again, the ones that I felt like were relevant to the conversation that we're having right now.
What's the biggest reason you aren't getting weight loss surgery? Lack of stability. When you get weight loss surgery, they said you...
So I don't think that that's actually a bad answer, as far as we'll get into. Maybe it's not super, maybe she's not being super transparent about why she actually decided to, but as far as like an answer for anyone, I do think that this is a good, like an understandable answer why someone would not get the weight loss surgery, right? Because it is true, if you are getting any sort of major surgery, but weight loss surgery or even loose skin surgery, if you don't have someone that can be there for you to like really help you, that it's really, really difficult. And so I can understand this being an answer. I'm not sure if it's the best answer for her, because she'll get into it, but
you're gonna need someone. You're gonna need that one person like to really, really support you. And right now with this breakup, I don't want to put Feline in that position at all. And before anyone gets this answer twisted, no, I did not know that Feline and I were not going to be together when I made the choice not to get weight loss surgery, because at the time it was because I knew I wasn't ready.
So that's the real answer, right? And so I don't know why bringing up the stability thing. Like that might be a reason why you have decided not to like move forward with it at all. Like I can understand that, but as far as like why you decided, I mean, you were in a relationship when you were talking about this, so I don't know. It's a little weird. But I do, it's a little weird, but I do feel the answer that she gives, regardless of if you believe that it's BS or not, okay, is actually a relatively good answer. I'm just going to be honest. As far as like, if I heard this from another person that I didn't know their history, I'd be like, yeah, I get where you're coming from there.
I have horrible relationship with food, and I knew that I wasn't changed. 12 therapy sessions did not change 31 years of me turning to food during the hardest times of my life. So instead of the professionals telling me, you're not ready, I knew I wasn't ready. So why go through more heartbreak when I already knew that I wasn't ready? Like, it's like common sense. A lot of you were telling me, Amberlynn, you're not ready, and you were right. So now that you are right, like, let's leave the weight loss surgery arc behind us. Maybe we'll revisit in the future. Who knows? Do you feel...
So... like, I understand where she's coming from. Honestly, like, this is just full transparent. It does kind of bum me out, because I really, and I said in my videos, I was a fan of her doing this, because I feel like this is a surgery, and this is a person that could really benefit from a weight loss surgery. And again, obviously I'm not a doctor or anything like that, right? And so I just want to make that clear. But I saw this as being something that truly could help her, right? And again, I'm not just saying get the surgery regardless of whatever else is happening, it'll fix things. No, but I was a fan of her going through the steps to actually get the surgery, right? So working on that relationship with food, instead of just saying, I can't get this weight loss surgery because I don't have a good relationship with food, it's, I would hope that it would be, I really want to get this weight loss surgery, and I see it as something that can literally save my life. So I'm going to work on my relationship with food and all of these issues that I have. But it just feels like now it's almost like she's using the fact that so many people are like, hey, I don't think that you're ready for this right now, as being like, well, I guess I just can't get it, and I'm not going to. And that is what it is. I don't want that to be the takeaway. The takeaway shouldn't be, I will just never get weight loss surgery and I'm not going to do it. It should be, maybe I'm not ready right now, But if I work on these things, then I can get it in the future, right? One thing that was talked about that, I really was bummed out about was Amberlynn was talking about how the doctors were saying, oh, it might take a year before you can get it because if you have binge eating and you're going to have to work on these things, where she was like, no, I don't have binge eating and I don't need to work on it and all this stuff. And then she tried to push it along and then she comes out and says, oh, I actually don't have binge eating. The doctor said I don't. And then it was like, but now we're back. Like, why can't we just go back to before being like, okay, you know what? I do need to work on my relationship with food. The weight loss surgery will be in a year. I can work on it there. It just bums me out that instead of like, oh, I can't get it right now, so I'm just not going to get it. I wish it was more, I can't get it right now, so I'm going to work on myself so I can get it in a year. But I mean, I get it. It's hard to want to wait for that kind of stuff, but like, man, I was really excited about that. I really felt like that could have been life-changing, truly. And that might sound over-dramatic, but that's how I felt.
A lot of pressure to lose weight. That's such a good question. Yes, I feel a lot of pressure from the community.
I mean, the people that are more jaded might be like, well, it's your fault. You put it on there. To which I would say, you're not wrong. But 100% there's a lot of pressure. I would say the amount of pressure that she probably feels, and again, it could be self-inflicted pressure, but it's a lot, right? Even these people that have, not even that many subscribers, that have only a few hundred views, that, they struggle with their weight, and then the people that are watching are like, hey, what happened? Blah, blah. They start to feel pressure. So imagine being Amberlynn Reid. It's not a position I would want to be in, and one that you could get out of if you, one, just stop filming everything that you're doing, or two, like really make this weight loss happen. But I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, whatever, you don't feel any pressure. Like, I definitely can understand the pressure. But again, there are ways to mitigate that.
And for myself, so I'm not really sure how to answer this question. I don't really know how it was meant to be asked. But if I'm talking about do I have pressure to lose weight from online people? Yeah, I feel that wholeheartedly. And I feel like I'm not going to get the same opportunities as anyone else online based on my size. And it's like, I'm living that experience. So please do not gaslight me. And it's like, I feel like if I don't lose weight, then that's how people value me as a person.
So this is it feels like kind of just buzzwords that people hear online. I think that I'm sure there are some people that only care about you losing the weight, but I feel like most of the detractors and the people that have issues with, that leave dislikes and leave nasty comments, I think a lot of those people have seen you make so many promises and just not keep them, or say you're going to do things, or say, oh, this happened when it really didn't. There are so many other things that are going on. And I feel like you feel that your weight is the reason that anyone has a problem with you. And that's just not the case. I'm sure there are people, right? And so I'm not going to say no one cares. I'm sure some people care, but I would say the majority are not. That's not how they feel. And it just feels like you're always kind of oh, it just all comes back to my weight. All comes back to my weight. I think even if you lost all the weight, there are still going to be people that don't like how you handle certain situations, right? I just feel like so many people get in this mindset of, I just need to lose the weight and then everything will be better, and it's just not how it works,
As someone who doesn't lose weight, someone who feels that her weight loss, it's not fair, it's not right, because there's so much more to me. And I'm just now learning to love myself and to find the good qualities in myself. But it's hard as a 500-pound person online.
So the way that I see it is, it feels like, kind of blaming other people. Oh, it's just because I'm 500 pounds and everyone expects me to lose weight. I think, yeah, there are going to be some people that are like that, but I think a lot of people are seeing the content that you're putting out and the fact that you continuously talk about trying to lose weight and how you have this master plan. You're going to do this, you're going to do that. You know what you should be doing. All these things, it's constantly brought up, right? So if you don't want it to be brought up anymore, you just drop it, right? But again, I think we understand that's not going to happen, because I think, if I'm being honest, you understand what gets views. If you say that you've lost weight or you're saying you've gained weight, there's probably more people that are going to be watching the videos. And that is what it is. That's YouTube. I don't really have a problem with that. But if you're really serious about that, then stop making content about your size and about wanting to lose weight. But I don't even have a problem with you making that content, but don't be upset when people have maybe doubts or they're a little bit confused as to what's going on. So at the end of the day, I feel like it's so easy to want to blame other things that are going on for why maybe we're not able to, get to where we want to be. We're not able to lose the weight that we want to lose. We're not able to do XYZ thing. And it really is tempting to want to latch on to those things. But at the end of the day, right, Amber, like you have to be successful in this. Like at the end of the day, you have to be successful in this if you want to live a longer life. And so I want you to be successful in this. And I think a lot of other people want you to be successful in this. They might not come across as the nicest. They might have, issues, and they might be like saying, oh my God, here we go again. But I think most people want you to be successful. I know I do. And like, you have to, like, all of these things that are going on, the girlfriend, the new diet, I'm going to try this, weight loss surgery, all that, you need to like drop it and focus on what really matters to you. And if you being around really matters, you have to say, screw all of these other distractions and everything else that's going on, even YouTube, right? That is not as important as my life. Until you have that realization, it just feels like you're going to be spinning your wheels and you're just never going to be moving forward. And so again, my advice is focus on yourself, do the things, because I know that you know what you need to do. I know that you're a smart woman, regardless of what other people might say. I know that you know what you need to do to lose weight. You just have to do it. But again, that's just my opinion. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you next time. Peace.